All right, let me see if this thing is working. Okay, hold up. All right. Shit, man, this is my first just chatting stream, man. So I'm pretty excited. If you can't tell by my face. Anyway, so yeah. You guys send me your questions via Instagram, and I'm here to answer them. And feel free to text in the chat as well. That's where I'll be getting these questions in the future. The first question we got: what happened to your soccer career? Well, honestly, I think I had my chance, I had my opportunity, and I can go to say I did try my hardest. Without a doubt, I put a lot of effort in. I did everything I can to make that work, and the cookie just didn't crumble that way. And that ship, I believe, has sailed. Getting up there. I'm not old, but in this field, I feel like gotta be real young. Not all cases, but I think my case, I moved on to different aspects of my life. Obviously I'm streaming right now and I'm doing music as well. Obviously no music is out yet, but I'm working on my voice. So that's gonna be down the line though. You guys will see some of that. But all right, let's get to the first deep question by you guys. This question was sent in by Harry, and he asked, how do you avoid attachment? Well, this is tricky, man. It really is. Because the thing about attachment, you really can't avoid it. At least in my personal experience. And granted, I haven't been alive hundreds of years. I only have a number of years on me. But from my experience, I truly believe, you can't really avoid it. I think you could try your best to water it down. That's what these guys, these coaches, these dating coaches tell you to do. They say, oh, fuck that bitch or something like that. But reality is that never, at least in my life, that has never worked. And I think nowadays I just been accepting it, going into talking to someone. Yes, there's a risk that this can go south, but that's the beauty of life. I think it's just a part of the natural human experience to have attachment. I think, it's a risk, but what is life without, anything like that? No risk at all. You know, I think it's very important. So I just say let it be. It may hurt you, but you know, it could also be, some of your best moments, potential relationship with someone, or even a friendship or anything like that. What's going on, love? Too, I see you in the chat. All right, so next question I have sent in by Abby, and she said, "Do you believe in love?" And I for sure believe in love, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yes, I believe in love. I've seen it with my eyes. And, I think a follow-up question could be, how do you find love? Well, honestly, I think Lord knows I've been trying to answer this question myself. But what I'm really realizing is you don't really find it. It kind of comes to you. And I hate saying that because it's like, why can't it come right now? But my biggest advice for that, work on whatever you doing, your whatever craft you got, and it will come to you. If you keep working on yourself. Obviously, right now, I'm working on the streaming and stuff, but I can't lie, sometimes it is hard sometimes. That's why, you gotta be patient, but these things are really hard. But yes, I do believe in love. What is going on with you, Love Tove? I see you. Oh my gosh. Okay, this question's kind of like the question about attachment, and is it better to love hard but having the risk getting hurt, or just not love at all? And that's the thing. Like, are you N RUNYT? Are you saying YouTube or white people? I don't know what, bro. This is sidetracked to this conversation, but bro, in what is YT? Oh, YouTube. I am in YouTube, but I got a couple of videos gonna come out Friday. I'm gonna post them. But yeah, I've been dealing with so much, this besides, the point, but I've been dealing with so much like technical issues, like my Wi-Fi. I figured that out though. Then it's, my camera, then it's my laptop's really old, but yeah. There's only how many are there of what? YouTube channels? I only have one. Yeah, I only got one channel right now. But, as we get bigger, hopefully we get that second channel. But right now, I really want to focus on one. But anyway, I would say, look, I think imagine you live your life. You go through life not taking any sort of risk with love or anything like that. Any risk in, your jobs, your business, or anything like that. What is life? There's no, like, what is that? What do you need this. You need to take the risk to build relationships. Nothing good comes easy. And nothing good, nothing will good if you take no risk. That's for sure. You'll live a plain, unless if that's what you want to do, be my guest. But I really believe, especially things like love and trusting a person and realizing that things can go wrong, but you got to have the faith to, continue on and accept it for what it is and what it could be. But that's worst case scenario, but love is a beautiful thing. But yeah. How many viewers right now or in YouTube? You know what I gotta start doing? I gotta start multi-streaming, but what I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna upload these streams to YouTube. I really wanna multi-stream, and I've been trying to figure that out. Like, how do these guys do it? But that's another thing I've been trying to figure out behind the scenes. But yeah. Just know if I'm not posting on here, I'm working behind the scenes to make it all work. So yeah. Oh, we getting into a deep question right now. This question was sent in by Carla, and she asked, "What is the meaning of life?" And man, that's such a it's such a hard question to answer. And we're gonna get real deep, I guess. But you know, I like it like that a lot of times. But so we're gonna get real deep with this one. And the meaning of life, it honestly, it's really complicated. I don't think there is a right answer. And obviously, I believe in God personally. I'm a Christian. But in terms of meaning of life, if we're taking that out the equation, and obviously for my life that is the equation, but let's take that out the equation for this context. I think you really can't take it out the equation, but anyway, I think it is what you make it out to be. I think you have to live my personal life. I want to live every moment without regret. you know, be in the moment, soak it all in. Don't, there's a lot of times in my past where I was, waiting for these days to go on and let me simulate these days through, so I just rush through them. But reality, you gotta live these days, man, because you only live a certain, like, I'm 20 years old right now. I'm not gonna be 20 next year. I mean, imagine 5 years from now. And that's going to lead us into the next question. But damn, just appreciate the moment, build relationships, believe in God, and don't just blindly believe in God. Do your research, and like I'm see this the thing about we're not gonna get on all on that in this video, but yeah, and that's gonna, like I said, that's gonna lead into the next question of make sure I'm not dropping frames. That's one of my fears now. I'm looking at this frames and but I think my Wi-Fi situation is good now. But yeah. So look, where do you see yourself? Where do I see myself in 5 years? You're probably wondering. Well, look, I'm imagining in 5 years I'm gonna be I made it. 5 years, 5 years time, hard work, dedication, consistency, you know, I will have made it in Twitch and streaming and YouTube. And then music, I will be getting there. And I will get to the top of music as well, but that's gonna take time. Right now I'm just focusing on my voice, but takes time. But believe it or not, 5 years, give it time. You guys will see I will be at the top. And I can't wait to look back on this video. But anyway, let's get on to the next question. I don't know how long the stream is gonna be. And I do gotta go to training at a certain point. But oh, this is a good one. It's one of my good ones. This question is, shit, I need some water. Obviously mine got the Topo Cinco. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but it's just water. Mm. I gotta get some lighting in this thing. But next question. How do you deal with failure and have you failed? Well, let me first answer, have I failed? Have I failed? Lord knows I failed many times in every aspect of my life. I failed in love. I failed in, career. I failed in school. I failed in friendships. I failed as a person sometimes, it felt like, and I'll tell you a story. Let me tell you. So I started training, MMA and primarily, Muay Thai and kickboxing. And I was about 2 months in, 3 months in, and my coach, talking about sparring. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to spar. And sure enough, I go to sparring. And I'm not aware it's hard sparring. For those who don't know, hard sparring, it's almost like a fight. It's not an exact fight, but you're gonna get brain damage. Realistically, it's like you're throwing hard. You're throwing, you're trying to hurt the person. That's the goal. And I was not aware of that. So sure enough, the first jab hit me. Boom, head gets knocked back. Oh my, oh shit. And sure enough, I get my ass beat, man. I get my ass. Oh my gosh, that was a bad day, man. I don't want to say it was a scary day, but I learned so much from that, and I'm gonna tell you the comeback of that. Oh, but yeah, I got my ass beat. I talked to my coach afterwards, one of the fighters, and I was down, man. I was not crying, but tears were going down my eyes. But I wasn't even. Oh man, it was a bad time. But sure enough, months later, I'm training every day. Boom, in the gym, not sparring, but I'm working on my hands and my kicks and my defense, honing in on the details. And sure enough, I go back to sparring months later, and I see the same dude the first guy I ever sparred, and he did not land shit against me. And that was in that whole day against the other opponents I had that day. It was amazing. I barely got hit. The first guy, I was like, "Oh shit, you do the same pattern. I know you." And I was whooping ass. And when I went home, there was not a I couldn't describe the feeling. I couldn't play a song in the car to describe the feeling I went through because I failed and I came back. And especially something like fighting, I came back and I beat them up after they beat me up. So, and not to say it's all been sunshine and rainbows since then. Obviously my coach always preaches about some days you're the hammer and some days you're the nail, and your competition always increases, as you keep getting better. So I'm not oblivious to that, and I'm not even saying I'm some top fighter or anything like that. I just know how to fight. I just train. I train consistently, but I'm not accepting fights or anything like that. So I don't want to seem like I'm some top prospect or anything like that. I just train. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a little story I got for you guys. But you know, in terms of other failures, man, again we got sidetracked on that. But failures, man, it's a part of life. You're gonna fail. I failed in music. I failed in streaming. I'm look, my views not good, but I keep coming back and I keep improving. I remember my vocal coach, my voice is not good. I was told that, like my tone. But, I'm actively improving. I can't wait for you guys to see in 5 years where I am with all this. So, and that goes for you, talking to you guys at home, Earth. Failing is a part of life. It's gonna happen, but you gotta get yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep improving, keep going at it. You know, what else can you do? Give up? Y'all make me sick to my stomach. You really thought I was gonna give up. Lord. But keep at it, keep going. It's gonna get tough. Life's about failures. It's about how you come back though. Can you make those improvements and get to the top? Yeah. Hope I didn't ramble on that one for too long. Oh man. How do you stay motivated? Is a question sent by Miguel. Miguel, let me say this. Motivation is a great visitor, but it is a terrible roommate. People that rely on motivation, you're never motivated every single time. Do you think I want to go train every day? You think, you know, I want to, some fuck, let me redo that whole shit. I forgot. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, as I was saying, motivation is a great visitor, but it is a terrible roommate. And I say that because it's like I was saying before, it's unrealistic. And first of all, do you think, I want to train every day? Do you think I want to fail and then come back? You think I want to go to the gym every time? You just got to keep going. Motivation is not, it's like a feeling. You don't get feelings 24/7. They come and go. Different points of the day, you're going to feel motivated and then they might drop off. But you got to understand, especially if you're going through a hard time, you still got to do what you got to do. It's still business. Even going to the gym, I don't even think about it. It's like brushing my teeth. Like, I truly don't think about it. And going to training, I don't remember ever missing a training because I didn't feel like it. You know, it's because what I got to do. Some days I don't feel like streaming. Some days I'm in my feelings. But you still got to go. You still got to do it. What else are you going to do? Mope about it? Like, that goes to show. Do not rely on motivation. If I were to answer that, how do I stay motivated? And what makes me hungry, I think is a better question. I would say helping my family as well as things that come with making it. I really look up to certain people that have made it. For example, someone like Drake. I really look up to him because it's like, damn, I want that. And I'm gonna get that. So yeah. But let's see what you guys had in store for the next question. Let's see. Oh shit. If you knew the world, this one's like a kind of a weird question. If you knew the world was ending, what would you do? Like the world's ending in an hour, let's say. Let's play with that. What would I do? This I would rush home and be with my family probably. You know, There's not much else I could think of. And I'd like to be in front of like the sunset or something like that. But what would you guys do? That's like a I don't know any other answer than that. But yeah, that'd be a emotional time for sure. Mm-mm-mm. And this kind of ties into the last topic. How do you get a good body? And you guys probably wonder, how do you get a good body? Well, look, always be consistent in the gym, discipline. There's videos on YouTube how to get started. And I made mistakes. I never had anyone to work out with consistently. Maybe like the first day when I went with my teammates, but that was because we went as a team. But I really never had a workout partner, so I was always trial and error. And just now, I'm really getting my form in check. So if I were to give you advice, stay in the gym, be consistent, regardless how you feel. It should be like brushing your teeth at a certain point. And, you know, work on your form. Perfect form. Don't ego lift. I've done that in the past where not even necessarily my ego, I just was oblivious to the fact that I was not lifting with good form up until nowadays. And another thing I would say, track your progress, because it's easier to track your progress if you're lifting with good form. So it's more consistent. That's what really got me into lifting with good form. But yeah, track your progress and it changes everything. I even see changes in my own body by just tracking my progress. See what else you guys got in store. We're running out of questions. Okay, I think that's it. I do think that's it. I'll probably stream another video like a second from now, just but it's annoying to edit these things. I'm not good at editing right now, but I'm getting there. But I'll leave you with this. Chase your dreams, stay consistent, don't be scared to love someone. There's gonna be risk, attachment, there's risk to everything. But really, what comes without the risk? A meaningful life is full with risk, calculated risk. I'm not saying go be a dumbass, but I'm saying take that risk with certain things like love and things like that. Go chase your dreams, stay in school.